The Myth Storyteller presents a Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions production. Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions retold. Before we begin our story, are you familiar with the term Chunibyo? In Japan, they say it develops around the 8th grade at the cusp of puberty. It is a frightening disease of the adolescent mind. The line between childhood fantasy and a sense of self-awareness becomes blurred, resulting in some inexplicable behavior. For instance, a boy who some time ago only read weekly comics developed a sudden interest in classic novels, suddenly demanded to drink his coffee black, despite the fact that he has never even drunk it before. Or a student who believes they possess some magical power dives headfirst into the occult. Now, take this young man with green eyes and brown hair, who in elementary school, Yuuta Tagashi, was the prime example of one suffering from Chunibyo. He began calling himself the Dark Flame Master, who wore a black coat with metallic jewelry and adopted the catchphrase, "Be enveloped in the flames of darkness and disappear!" But now Yuuta had snapped out of his delusions and found his past embarrassing. Chunibyo is a sickness that feeds on embarrassment. Recalling even the tiniest of details can result in crippling emotional pain. Episode 1, Yuuta and the Eye of the Wicked Lord, Act 1. One spring night in the year 2012, Yuuta lived with his mother and 2 younger sisters in an apartment in the city of Otsushiga Prefecture. Yuuta was getting rid of his collectibles from his past by placing them out on the balcony. Suddenly, Yuuta saw a rope drop down, followed by a girl who was climbing down. Only her torso and legs were in view. The legs flailed and kicked Yuuta as he approached her. He caught the girl's feet from below. She was now in full view. She had blue-violet hair, a blue eye, wore a black gothic outfit and a white eye patch, and black tie-high socks. Yuuta was in awe and wonder. "Did you see?" the girl asked. "See what?" said Yuuta. "Do you want to see?" she asked. "Huh?" said Yuuta. Just then, a gust of wind blew and cherry blossom trees swayed. It briefly blinded Yuuta for a moment. When he opened his eyes, the girl was gone. Yuuta was shocked and looked down outside the balcony. He was relieved to see that she was climbing down safely. The next morning, Yuuta was getting ready for his first day of high school. He went to Kuzuha, her sister who had green eyes. "Hey, Kuzuha." "Yeah, what is it?" she asked. "How do I look?" asked Yuuta, testing his smile. His smile disappeared as she didn't respond for a moment. "Normal, I guess," she replied. "Definitely normal, right?" asked Yuuta. "Mm-hmm." "All right!" exclaimed Yuuta. "What a weirdo," said Kuzuha. Yuuta was brushing his teeth when she went out to the balcony to set up laundry and saw Yuta's boxes of collectibles. "What's all this junk?" she asked. "Sorry, that's mine. I'll throw it out later. Just leave it there," replied Yuuta. "There sure is a lot," said Kuzuha, disappointed. "Honestly, I can't believe you spend your allowance to buy all this stuff," she said, picking up a toy sword. "Don't mess with that!" exclaimed Yuuta. "When you bought this, didn't you say something embarrassing like, 'Now the world is mine'?" asked Kuzuha. "No, I did not," said Yuuta. "You definitely did. You wore a weird coat and then you—" "All right already! Quit remembering crap that doesn't matter!" shouted Yuuta. His mother and youngest sister, Yumeha, then got up and said, "Good morning." At last, Mother Tagashi drove Yuuta to the train station with Kuzuha and Yumeha. "Mom, today is Yuta's school entrance ceremony. Do you remember?" asked Kuzuha. "Oh, you're right." replied Mother Tagashi. It's okay, parents don't have to go to high school entrance ceremonies, said Yuuta. Mother Tagashi dropped Yuuta off at the train station. He had to wait for the train to come. While he did, Yuuta looked at a mirror to check himself and bumped into another girl. She had brown hair, brown eyes, and a pink beret. Oh, sorry, she said. Excuse me. After you, said Yuuta, offering the girl a look in the mirror. She smiled. Thanks a lot. Yuuta noticed that she was wearing a uniform similar to his. He thought that was from his high school. Just then, another girl with a white eye patch came past Yuuta with the same uniform. He gasped in shock. It was the same girl from last night. The train arrived at the station with the doors in front of her. She pretended to use the force on them to give the illusion. It opened, cried Yuuta. The girl smiled at Yuuta and skipped on board. He was so shocked that the train doors closed its doors. Yuuta ran as fast as he could to the school, known as Eco Private High. How did I miss the frickin' train for that? Exclaimed Yuuta. Yuuta made it to room 1-4, panting in exhaustion. He took a look in the classroom and didn't recognize anyone, which was the reason Yuuta chose this school in the first place, so he could start off fresh. Yuuta went to a balcony outside a gym, planning on how to make a good first impression to anyone he would first meet. He remembered his first impression in middle school, which played out like this. I am Yuuta Tagashi. The sealing bandages on my right arm must never be removed, unless the wrath of the Black Flame Dragon be invoked, said Yuuta from the past. I don't think my heart can take the shame, said Yuuta sadly. After that, my classmates ignored me. But no matter what, I won't be weighed down by my past. No one here knows how embarrassing I was back then. Yuuta raised his hand in front of him and said, My name is Dark Flame Master. Be enveloped in the flames of darkness and die. He was confident for some reason, until he lost it. Seal it away forever! He shouted, shaking his fist. Yuuta had no idea that a certain girl with a white eye patch was watching from below. Yuuta went back to his classroom and found his seat named after him. When he took a seat, someone poked him from behind. Hey there, he said. Yuuta looked back. The classmate had dark brown hair and cornflower blue eyes. My bad. Think you can lend me some extra pencil lead? He asked. Sure, of course, replied Yuuta. What junior high school did you come from? Asked the classmate. Hishiyama Junior High, replied Yuuta. Really? Isn't that place really far away from here? Asked the classmate. Yeah, that's why no one from my junior high is here, replied Yuuta, giving his classmate some lead. Hey, thanks, said the classmate. I don't really know anyone here either, so it's nice to meet you. I'm Lady Killer Makoto Ishiki. My name is Yuuta Tagashi, said Yuuta. He was happy and proud that he was off to a great start and could finally enjoy a normal school life. So, what do you think about the girls? Asked Ishiki. The girls? Said Yuuta. Quite a collection of hotties, don't you think? Asked Ishiki. They looked around the classroom at the girls. Each of them had a different height, hair color, eye color, and accessory if there was one. Too bad if you ask me, said Ishiki. Yeah, I guess you could say that, replied Yuuta. They spotted the girl with brown hair and a pink beret Yuuta had bumped into earlier. She's in the same class? He thought. You like Nibutani? You got a pretty good eye, said Ishiki. Nibutani? Asked Yuuta. Yeah, Shinka Nibutani. She's my #1 vote for hottest girl in class. Yuuta then had a crush on Nibutani. Is this what they call destiny? Thought Yuuta. Just then, a girl with an eye patch appeared right by Yuuta. So our paths have finally crossed at last, she said to Yuuta. She then groaned and shook. My eye! My eye is resonating! You know her? Ishiki asked Yuuta. No! No, I don't, replied Yuuta. The scene got the whole class's attention. How many months, no, years, have passed as I've searched for you, said the girl holding her concealed eye. She's confessing to you. I'm so jealous, exclaimed Ishiki. No, that's not what this is, shouted Yuuta. It's Chunibyo, exclaimed Yuuta. The girl crouched down, still holding her concealed eye, crying. My eye, my eye, my eye, she moaned, and looked at Yuuta tearful. Yuuta wondered if he had to escort the girl to the nurse's office. The whole class agreed. Yuuta had brought the girl to the nurse's office. Yuuta looked for and found an eye drop bottle in one of the shelves, while the girl waited on the bench inside. The nurse isn't here, but you should be fine with a couple of eye drops, said Yuuta. We should hurry before the entrance ceremony starts. But as he was going to give the girl some, Yuuta was concerned. Were you on my balcony last night? He asked. The girl didn't answer. What the heck were you doing? This cursed eye. It resonated, she replied. Said Yuuta. Yes. You and I have known each other since ancient times, long past, said the girl. The moment I saw you, the eye of the Wicked Lord revealed the karmic tale of our fate. That is why I sought you out, she said, squeezing an eye drop onto her palm. The girl licked it and gagged in disgust. Ugh! This flavor. This must be the work of the dark organization. For our safety, I shall seal it, she said, screwing the cap back on the bottle. The girl then stood up. The eye of the Wicked Lord requires a sacred heart to suppress the powers of darkness. Thus, to those tainted by the shadows, purified holy waters are incredibly dangerous and potentially fatal, she said, facing away. She's definitely got Chunibyo, Yuuta thought. To merely be deceived by such a simple ploy. The girl then looked back at Yuuta. We must be more careful, Dark Flame Master. Huh? Said Yuuta, holding it together. But it was too late when the girl posed and said, Be enveloped in the flames of darkness! No frickin' way! He exclaimed. How did you know that? Where did you even hear it? The eye of the Wicked Lord has the power to see through all illusions, she replied with a straight face. Not even a level 7 magic user can escape. Yuuta then placed the girl in the spinning chair and spun her around to interrogate her. How did you know about that? He asked. The eye knows all things, past, present, and future, replied the girl despite being dizzy. Yuuta then placed her on the height ruler scale and repeatedly smacked her on the head with its stadiometer. How did you know about that? He shouted again. The girl moaned as she stopped smacking her and crouched. Ow! She held onto her head and looked up tearful. Yuuta, that hurt, she said. Finally, Yuuta used an eye cover paddle to block the girl's visible eye and held onto her. For the last time, how did you know all of that? He shouted. Stop it, Yuuta! I can't see! I heard it earlier when I was outside the gym, she replied. Yuuta let go of her. Outside the gym? He asked. He then fell to his knees. I didn't think anyone was listening. Yuuta then got up and shouted, Listen up! You absolutely can't tell anyone about this! But of course, replied the girl. The laws regarding distortion beyond the invisible boundary lines and event-based structural variant is not that, interrupted Yuuta. I mean my past! That Dark Flame Master and being the user of Fires of Darkness crap! Why not? It's really cool, said the girl. It is not cool, shouted Yuuta. He then got close to her holding the eye cover paddle and shouted, Listen up! I'm through with all that lame level 7 magic crap once and for all. I'm 100% through! The girl was a little scared. I think I get it. Good. You finally became a level 8 magic user, she exclaimed. No! Shouted Yuuta. Have you even been listening? It was just 8th grade syndrome. I'm not the Dark Flame Master or the magic user. I'm just a normal high school freshman, he said, catching his breath. Don't give me that surprised look, and you're normal too. Got it? Wrong. I possess the eye of the Wicked Lord, the girl said, posing. What are you talking about? Grow up already. That Wicked Lord guy doesn't even exist, stated Yuuta. He does exist, replied the girl. That's not even possible, said Yuuta. Do you want to see? I can show you, she said. What? The girl had a serious look on her face. Do you want to see it? My eye? She asked. Yuuta was scared and confused. Could it be? No way! That's ridiculous, he thought. All right, show me then! The girl then reached for her eye patch, approaching Yuuta, backing him off. Yuuta tripped backward over a weight. No way, he said. When the girl lifted her eye patch up, it revealed a golden eye glowing as bright as a star. No, there's no way. There's no way! There's no way!